All right, here we go. So today we're going to talk about whether a function is linear, quadratic, or exponential. And eventually we will be able to figure this out by either looking at the equation, the table of values, or a graph. So to start it off, I'm going to jump down to the bottom here, and we are going to make ourselves like a little chart. So if you have a linear function, we did this earlier, and this is going to be in the form y equals mx plus b. And if you have a graph, your graph should be a line. It might be going downhill, uphill, side to side, or up and down. Any of these are graph examples of what a linear function would look like. The next one is quadratic. We did quadratics back at the beginning of the year, and you would be able to tell if something is a quadratic is if it was in the form y equals x squared. So very specifically, on a quadratic, I'm looking for an exponent of 2. And then if you have a quadratic, hopefully you remember that it's a parabola. It might open up, or it might open down. So visually on a graph, this is what you would see. The third one that you don't have a ton of experience with yet is exponential. For an exponential function, it's going to take the form y equals some number to the x. So this one's a little weird because this number here could be anything at all. It could be y equals 3 to the x. That 3 could be a 2. It could be a 4. So that's what's kind of weird and different about an exponential function is that this base could be anything. But you can tell that something is an exponential because your variable is the thing that is in the exponent location. Visually, what would the graph look like? It could look like this, where it's kind of flat on one side, and then it opens up quickly. This is what exponential growth looks like. Just like this quadratic, when it opens down, that has a negative. So if it were reflected, it could look like this as well. So it could start off flat, and then it goes down from there. So when you're trying to figure out if it's quadratic or exponential, so quadratic is definitely a U, and then the exponential is like a curve, but definitely not a U function.